That's the right one.
It's time for Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. Holla Chi Town, Scream ATL, Shout Carolinas. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. We are in the building.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and friends. I am Laura Simmons.
I am Margaret Green, real estate queen. How y'all doing?
And I'm Meredith Denaire of Opal and Olive Notary Specialist from Chicago. Hello, hello, hello.
And then we have Ursula. She should be in shortly, guys. We have a special guest in the building today, and he's coming with a lot of knowledge. But before we get to our guest, I want to talk about something that I just read about. I had heard about this on the just recently, but I didn't know it had escalated to this though. So just recently, there was a 71-year-old African American woman. She was a Detroit school teacher, retiree, and she won at a casino. She won $12,000.
Mm.
She went to Fifth Third Bank and allegedly she tried to deposit the check. She was opening up a account, and three white bankers employees allegedly told her that the check was fraudulent, and they did not want to return her check to her. She won this money at a casino, and the check was legit. Allegedly, they said the check was legit, and there is allegations that the bank, Fifth Third Bank corporate office, is they filed a response this week denying any allegations, including that their employees decided that the check did not decide that the check was fraudulent, that the event never even took place. So basically, they're trying to make her seem like she's a little slow. What's your take on it, Meredith?
Couple of questions. Was there cameras? Because there's usually cameras inside the bank. So if they're gonna try to say that that never took place, they should have cameras in the bank because it's a bank, right? And so when
Right.
you have at the teller stations and stuff, they have cameras in there because people can get robbed. From a banker's perspective, because my before come from a banking background, sometimes checks can look a little shady. So if they were newer, you know what I'm saying, they might not have been trained well to be able to determine whether that was a fraudulent check or not. And sometimes the thing is you will have to confiscate the check sometimes if it's because people do it all the time, right? And
Right.
so there's certain things that you look for. So maybe some things didn't line up, such as the routing number where that check was coming from. The routing number at the top and the routing number at the bottom could be different, or that account number or something was spaced different, or just wasn't lined up. Because sometimes when they print those checks, everything isn't lined up right, so it looks shady.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they weren't as well trained, and they just said, you know what, I don't know about this. What I mean, because they were well trained, and I'm just guessing, I'm speculating, I don't know. I probably would have given the check back, but we don't know what their policies are, because it could be part of their policy is to confiscate the check when there's possible fraudulent activity that could take place.
Okay. And Margaret, what's your input on it?
Well, I saw that I saw that article too, and my problem is when you go to cash a check, and the thing about it is she was opening up an account at the bank,
Mhm.
according to the article. She
Right.
was trying to open up a new account. So if you're opening up a new account and you're doing a deposit, they didn't say she was trying to get the money. She knew with that kind of money, she had to know with that kind of money that they was going to want to hold the check anyway. So my problem with the tellers was, you know that you was going to have to hold that check once the account was open anyway, so you wasn't going to be dispersing money right away in the first place. So if you knew your job and you knew how the process of how you handle things, then all you had to do is let her know that we will open the account, we will make the deposit, and the check will be put on hold for a certain amount of time until we confirm that this check is legit. But the way they handled it, according to the article, it was almost like,
Allegedly.
allegedly, it was already the article was the article. So the way they handled it, it was not it was already put her in a situation where it's almost um as if she was bringing them a fraudulent check, and not even doing their due diligence to make sure, because they said, from what I read, allegedly, that it was that the lady even told them, well, you can call the casino, and because they said the phone number and everything was on there, so it wasn't like they couldn't contact them to confirm this. So it's just that I didn't heard too many stories about this happening with people of color when they go into cash checks and things. Because I know when I go to cash a check, I already know that they're going to hold it for a few days until, and then once they hold, because if I'm depositing it, it's going into the bank. I'm not taking any cash with me. So I know they're gonna hold it for a few days. So why they didn't just do that instead of just and then for them to just take the check, and she had to call her son to get, in order for her to get the check back. And she said it took her, that from reading the article, she said, allegedly, she said that it took her back in the days when she felt like that little girl dealing with racism back then. So I can only imagine how she felt, you know. And so I just think that when they handling that, make sure that you're doing that to everybody, not just certain people. And this has been happening quite often with us. Why, I don't know, but it has been more than once.
Okay. Well, my take on it is, yeah, that's foul. That was foul. That the fact, and I get it. Yeah, they have to hold on to the check and stuff. But if you're not gonna cash the check or deposit the check in your account in your bank, why are you holding her check? If she
Mhm.
telling you this is that you can call the casino or wherever she got the check from, if she telling you that, why not investigate that part? Why not go, check that out first before you decide to hold this woman's check? So yeah, I would be kind of salty too if I won that kind of money and somebody tell me that they will not cash my check. Oh yeah, we're gonna have problems. And yeah, and I would have probably did the same thing she did. Call the police, call 911 if you feel you need to. You call them. But yeah, I don't think I would have walked out of there leaving my check in their hand. Because I'm gonna tell you about my experience with a lottery ticket. I won a lottery ticket some years back, long time ago, and I know that I won more than what the guy gave me, but I couldn't prove it because they didn't have, at the time, they didn't have those machines where you could check your numbers and stuff.
Mhm.
And I had five of the numbers. And I know I won a nice amount of money. But you know what the guy gave me? $38. He told me that I only won $38.
Wow.
So what he did when I asked him for the check for the thing back, he said, "Oh, I done already scanned it into the system already." So never gave me a winning receipt or nothing. But in deep down inside, I believe that I won bigger than that, and I didn't get my due diligence. So I go back into the same place, and I noticed that the guy is no longer there. He's not an employee no more there.
Because he
So
rich.
he took my money.
Mhm.
He
He
rich.
took,
Yeah.
but you know what, you know that saying, you reap what you sow. It
Mhm.
doesn't, you don't get away with it. You
Mm-mm.
might think you getting away with it, but you really don't get away with that kind of stuff when you do that kind of stuff to folks. Hey,
Mm.
Ursula.
Hey,
Hey,
Ursula.
Ursula.
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, so so I could understand her point of, oh no, I'm not leaving here without my check in my hand. I
Mhm.
truly understand where she coming from. Because after that happened to me, now every time when I go and if I win off of a ticket or something, I don't even go to the counter first. I go to those machines and check them
Mhm.
there first.
Yeah.
And once I check them there, and if I won a nice amount of money or whatever, or if I win something, you know what? I'm not gonna put that in their hand because I'm so worried that you're gonna keep my card. You're gonna keep my ticket and you're gonna walk away rich just like the other person did. And that's what I know that for a fact that that man walked away with my money.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can see both sides. I see both sides. And like I
Mhm.
said, I'm only speaking from what I remember in the banking industry. And I used to get them all the time. Believe it or
Mhm.
not, I used to get them all the time. They come in there off the street, come with these checks. I'm like, man, get out of here. Like, nah, we ain't doing that. So I mean, so you have to be on guard because even when I talk about being even in the notary world, there's so much y'all know. You get these spam phone calls, you get
Mhm.
emails, you get texts. People are out here, they're making a living out of scamming people. And so
Oh
you
yeah.
have to be on guard. But and I get, like I said, it goes both ways because I understand, the other side as well. But I think that it was probably twofold: lack of training,
Mhm.
and yeah, they would have. I probably would have just given it back to her. But like she said, she did the right thing by calling the police. Like, okay, ain't nobody going nowhere because I'm you gonna give me my check back.
Yeah,
You
and she told him, she said that I need you to call the police. She said, I
know.
need you. She said, if you feel that you're going to call the police, call the police. But I'm
Mhm.
not leaving here without my
Not my
check in my
check.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So,
she did the right thing.
so,
Um, so it all depends on what they policy is too. So
So Ursula, you missed out on the conversation. What we was talking about was the young lady, the 71-year-old African American lady from Detroit, Michigan, who won. She was a retired Detroit teacher, and she won $12,000 at a casino. So she went to the bank to cash this to deposit this check
Yeah,
into a
I
savings
saw that
account.
story.
Right. So what do you think about the situation? What happened? I mean, what would you have done if it had been you?
Um, if it had been me, I don't know if they put everything in the story,
Mm-hmm.
like was she showing her butt, but I know that I definitely would have been the meet up in there. I probably, if I were alone, I probably would have gotten in a little trouble myself. You know what I'm saying? Off of reacting, you telling me that I got enough money that I probably can pay off the rest of my car, or you know what I mean? Or and it's mine. And so I probably okay. Since we love our Martin go to moments, remember the moment when they was in that train station and she reached in there and grabbed him
She said, I would just like to have some
Say,
change.
come here.
so I could get some hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. Yeah, she said, so I can get some hot chocolate. And she said, he said, what part don't you understand?
Be
Mhm.
that. Be
Are
that.
you
Get out of
school?
here.
He said, see, you're gonna make me go there. She said, whoop, give me some. All of a sudden,
Take
that
you to
money
the hospital. You
Miss
know,
Kelly come out of nowhere fighting with Martin.
because people, they get a little crazy when it come down to money.
heck yeah,
And
they
and
do.
the thing is, you do not know what state of mind a person is in.
Yep,
So that could have went real wrong for her.
yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yep.
So, I think that it was racial profiling at its best.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. I can understand and I'm not sure what Meredith, if you talk about the banking industry, I know the check had to be verified. And if there is some type of issue, there's other means of checking, or whatever. And
Yeah.
they could have just
Not
gave
three
her.
more white people come over and tell this woman that her check ain't no good. You don't do it that way. She
Yeah,
already feeling bad already because of the fact that you telling her she can't
Yeah.
cash her freaking
Well,
check.
it could have been in the delivery. You know what I'm saying? Because they could have easily, if there was a certain, policy or protocol that they need to follow for a certain dollar amount. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like anything over. I don't know if it used to be anything over like 10,000. There was another protocol to follow. So my point is I don't doubt what she said, and her feelings is her feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because I have been in several situations. It might not be the same, but I mean I understand where she's coming from. But it could have also been the delivery of what they said, because they could have easily have explained, well, ma'am, this is what the policy is, this is what we do, blah 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 blah. It could have been the delivery, and then when your delivery and your energy is wrong, mine finna be wrong too, so I'm about to match that.
see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's what it would have happened. But
I'd have
well,
had my watch. I'd have been like, Shawnee, get that money out there to count because I'm gonna need it. And
You about
I'm
to
either,
turn it
I'm
out.
gonna either need some money for some oatmeal pies or come get me out. So
not some oatmeal
We know you already did that at the
some
grocery store.
oatmeal pies. Really, Ursula? Oatmeal pies?
I mean,
my
I'm sorry,
goodness.
honey buns.
Right.
But well, y'all know our guest today. Maybe he could tell us some, enlighten us with what he think he would have done.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry I was late as I just got off work. I just want to say live. I know she would. Well, she may watch this show. Forgive me, Lord, for about to say she know. She may be watching somebody who knows her. Congratulations, Cheryl Lee Ralph, for
Oh yeah.
winning her. Oh my! I could
Yeah.
not be
Finally.
happier. I
Yes,
could not be
yes.
That was
happier.
awesome.
Also,
Her
and don't she
speech
look
was
beautiful?
awesome.
She
Yeah.
is beautiful. And you know what the thing about her I love? So and I'm getting chills just talking about her. Since I've seen, of course she's older than me, but since I've known her as an actress,
Mhm.
her spirit is just so
Always.
beautiful.
Yeah. And
She's
always powerful.
always so pleasant.
Yeah.
And sure, she's an actress, so I know it could all be, but honey, her spirit reigns all over her, and you could just see the light in her.
Yeah.
And I don't think that there is another person more deserving than her. When I say I cried,
Me? Oh,
okay, but she's been in the business a long time. You'll be next, okay?
all right.
And I'll be happy
What did
for
she
you.
win? I didn't hear. I saw
She
you, but I didn't hear.
won an Emmy.
Me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well
You have to
deserved.
see her acceptance speech.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
I'll
so
check it out.
powerful. I gotta tell you, it was a powerful speech. It really, let me tell y'all, it was like probably 12 o'clock at night when I seen your post. When I seen your post and I've seen her and heard her acceptance speech, I said, you know what? That just gave me fuel back into me because
Yes.
I had lost my fuel for a minute there. And when I heard her speech, I got on there and I went to my class and started typing the project that I'm supposed to be working on. And I said, wow. And she said, you know what? Dreams do come true. Yes, they do. And she like the third person this week I heard her say that. I heard
And
Fantasia
she
say
said,
it.
this is what dreaming looks like.
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
I was just like, so just over the moon. She was
Yeah.
so inspirational. Oh my God. We
Yeah.
need to have her on the show. We need to have her on the show.
Yeah, we do. So if you out there
Work
and
that
you're
out,
listening,
Ursula.
let's make
I
this
got
happen.
you. I'll call my boyfriend. He'll work it out.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
do that.
All
He'll
right.
set it up.
And it won't happen, y'all.
Shut up. You got negative somewhere?
She ain't got no boyfriend.
Heal your tongue, lady. Heal your tongue.
As Denzel Martin.
Oh,
as
Lord.
said to Tommy on Martin, you ain't got no job. You ain't got no boyfriend. But anyway, we got a guest on the show. let's bring our guest
I see you.
because I'm a little, I don't know, I, I'm a little confused right about now with all of this boyfriend stuff and Malcolm Jamal Warner and
Do you
she
know
don't
who he
talk
is?
to
But you're
him.
just a hater. And it's so sad. It's so sad. But you know what? Bless your heart. Ain't that
Yeah.
what God said?
Bless you,
Bless your
Lord.
heart.
Well, we're gonna bring our guests out today. We
Okay.
got Mr. Charles Williams in the building, and he's gonna talk to us about finance and how it works, and give us more details about how we gonna make us some investments and make some money, ladies. Let's get it going. How you doing today? Unmute your phone. Unmute your mic. How you doing today, Charles? It's muted.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. We can hear you now.
perfect. It was a struggle on me myself, but I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing? You guys are making my day back there.
Good, good. We good. And how is your day going so far? It's okay.
My day been pretty good. You know, been a productive, busy day. So yeah, so it's been a productive day. It's been really good.
Okay.
Can't
So
complain
tell us a little
at
bit
all.
about tell us a little bit about who Charles Williams is.
He's like, I don't know who Charles Harris
So tell us a little bit about who Charles Williams
So a little bit about me, kind of like I said. So I'm named Charles Williams, from Rochester, New York, originally. I live out here in Chicago now, and I've been I moved to Chicago first 2019, but then when COVID came 2020, I went back to my hometown. Yep, and then I've been back in Chicago for a year now. So I'm from Rochester, New York, live in Chicago. I've been licensed in the financial industry for going on about 4 years now. So that's just a little bit about me. Like I said, from New York, upstate New York, and Chicago. You know, love it out here. Chicago's a good place. And my office is in Oak Brook, so which is the west suburbs
Oh,
of
okay.
Illinois. But that's a little bit briefly about me. Capricorn,
Okay.
January the 3rd, it's my birthday.
That boy said Capricorn. Okay, Virgo here.
You
Okay, we
said,
doing it.
when? January 3rd? Did you say January 3rd?
Yeah, you sure did.
Oh,
Third, yep.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
So my question to you is, what kind of financial advisor are you? What kind of advisor are you? I mean, financial advisor are you? What kind are you? Are you just a
Perfect.
Are you a financial advisor? Are
Yep.
you just okay? Okay. You say yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
Perfect.
I meant because there are different types
So my
of
license is in,
huh?
yeah.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. So you're correct. Yeah, different. There's a lot of different terms in this industry. So me specifically, I'm in a finance more insurance, annuities, and health sector. That's the sector I'm specifically in. So technically not an advisor because advisors have security products. One of the products that we offer clients, that clients can't lose money. So security, so not technically advisor because advisors they have securities. So more specifically, insurance, annuities, index annuities. So pretty much index products.
Okay.
If you
So
hear
are
the
you on a
make sure
laptop or a cell phone?
I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, okay, because you're breaking up a little. So when you start talking,
Is my audio choppy?
huh?
Let me see if I can.
Okay.
Let me see if I can log into my. Laptop. 1 second. I can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Let me see. Come on. Okay, once I'm seeing if I can log into my laptop here. If you guys can't hear me anymore. more because I want to make sure it was just coming in clearly, perfectly back there.
We can hear you now, but it's keep breaking up. That's the reason why I was asking that question, because I just
initially he sounded really clear, really good. I don't know, it's like a lot of staticky, breaking up.
Right. Yeah, it's like a lot of static.
Okay. I'll try to log in my laptop while I'm here.
Okay.
Just to see if it's any difference.
Yeah, because we want to know, we want to make sure we don't miss nothing when you start talking about this investment and how we can invest our money and how we can make our money grow.
Yeah, because I'm going to call
Perfect. Sounds good. Let me see if I can log into it.
You said you gonna what?
I'm going to call to him.
Okay.
You gonna call to him?
Call to him.
Call to him. Oh my goodness. Make it like it was.
Let me see.
Oh my God.
Okay.
What you just saw, Regina Bell? Was that Regina Bell?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was on.
Really?
I forgot just that quick. I was just getting in there. I was getting it in.
Okay, 1 second.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen that video, Ursula advertising. And with that talking about ooh, yeah.
1 second.
But didn't they sound good though?
They did. Yeah, they really did.
They did sound good.
The guy kept coming out the bathroom.
Girl, I'm like, what is he doing?
I didn't pay no attention to that part. I missed that.
Oh yeah, he kept coming out the bathroom. He like, man, this.
I was so into the other guy's voice that I have forgot. I didn't even notice the other guys.
Oh yeah, you check my hand in the background. Watch him. He keep coming out the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, well, I wanted to say this while he's adjusting his laptop and stuff. I also wanted to send a prayer out to PNB family. You know,
yeah, I saw that. I don't know who is that though.
Now,
that rapper.
Rapper. He was a rapper, young rapper. Well, he was 30 years old. You know, he was a.
I'll be right back. I keep on hearing a smoke alarm chirp.
Oh, that's your girl. Okay.
Yeah,
we heard
I'll
it.
Be right back.
I'll just change the battery.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to make sure that's what it is.
She said she want to make sure that's all it is. I don't blame you.
It's like ain't no carbon monoxide getting up in here.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on like 30 years old, and oh my goodness, it's so sad. Is it clear now? Can you? Let's see.
Ooh, yeah. Sing a song. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can get into the live. So I'm on the site looking until I can get see if I can get into the live.
Can you know that message I sent to you earlier, the text I sent you with the link in it? You have to email that to yourself. You know that link I sent you earlier? You have to email it to yourself. Right, so that way you can do it on your laptop.
Okay.
So when it come up, it'll come up on the screen if he can get in, and the other one will come off, and then we'll bring that one off and then pull this one in.
Margaret.
But she'll be all right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Listen.
What? Listen, Lucy.
We trying to make sure she all right. You talking about she be all right. Golly.
Hey.
Ain't nothing gonna get her nothing but those possums and stuff that's in the
Oh my
all right,
Lord.
y'all, listen.
All right, she gotta go. Mary gotta go. But
be safe, take care.
Take care. Be easy. Easy breezy.
Right. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right.
All right.
All right. Ooh yeah. Got me saying that. Ooh yeah. Oh my goodness. I
Everything okay, Margaret?
Yeah, I didn't see anything and didn't smell no smoke or anything, so I thank God for that. But it just because
I kept track.
recently, yeah, because we recently did change the battery, so I'm like, I mean that wasn't even a good 2 months ago.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I'll wait till my husband get in.
yeah,
Y'all got y'all that I was looking at something today. These people is getting so ridiculous with this scamming stuff. It ain't even funny. It's so scary. I mean, we've been like getting like these Amazon calls like left and right.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
and it's just crazy. And that's like, you don't even know if you should be answering your phone or not, or whatever the case may be. It's just crazy. And they
yeah.
say
It's
you're constantly
crazy.
sending these emails talking about something that
Mhm.
you don't you don't spend a lot of money or whatever. Uh
What I
it's,
normally do
it's,
is call my I just call my account the Amazon and see, and then if they tell me they say ignore it, ignore.
Yeah. Yeah, I never opened it up because once I opened it up and they told me that when I opened it up, she told me that we had to change my password right away because she said that usually when you open up those emails that they send to you about telling you that you brought something or because we gonna be nosy when we see that what we brought. And you want to know what you done paid some money out for.
Mhm.
So I opened one up one day, and so the lady was like, she said, no, you're gonna have to we're gonna have to close it. We're gonna have to close it up. And I said, she said we're gonna have to change your password. Not seeing you.
Yeah, another one is what you call PayPal. They
Oh yeah,
send they
I
send
don't have a
stuff to your
PayPal. Yeah.
email. I don't either.
Yeah, I
That's why
get
I know it's
emails from
crap.
them too, supposedly
Hmm.
them, you know.
Hmm.
But I get them phone calls all the time, and I'll hang up. Yes, it's Amazon. I was like, no, it ain't.
Right.
No.
Because my our tech person, our ITT person said don't even, like you said, don't even open it
Yeah,
because that sometimes releases a virus or
yeah,
whatever, or it lets them in to your computer so they can see your personal information.
yeah. And that's what she told me. She said we gotta change your password right away, just like that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. I said, well, I said, okay, well, let's do that then. And we changed and I changed my password right away. Oh, and I want to say congratulations to Sherry Shepherd. She got her,
Oh,
uh,
her show started.
yeah, it started yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her and Jennifer Hudson.
Oh,
Oh,
Jennifer
Jennifer
Hudson
Hudson.
has a show.
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, really? I didn't
Oh.
know that.
Hmm. Yep, they both started this week.
Oh, okay. I have to check
Oh.
it out. Did y'all see that battle between her and well, I guess it wasn't a battle. I don't know if it was a
Fantasia.
battle. Yeah, with
Yeah,
When?
Fantasia.
it
Well,
was
that
like a
bad
singing
girl.
thing.
When,
It
honey?
was good too. It
Mhm.
Cause
was on
that is my girl.
Facebook.
Fantasia is my girl.
Me to mine too. Yeah, I had to send it to you. I had to
Yes,
send it to
please.
you. So, but yeah, it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, but yeah, I had so they started calling me talking about something. You ordered something for $900 and something dollars, and I'm like, what? And
Yep,
I
I get
and
the
I just hung
same.
up. So then I get another call as I'm in the car. So my phone is hooked up where it'll go directly to my speaker in my car. So the call comes through, and this guy telling me that, oh, we got a whole bunch of money we want to give to you, and this and that. I said, you know what? Click. I was finna cuss him out, honestly, but I had to catch myself because I said, no, I'm gonna be nice. I'm trying something new. People test you though when you going through that when you going through a journey and
Yeah.
you trying to do better about the way you handle situations and stuff. or people will test you every time. It never fails.
If they knew who was on the other end of that conversation, no, they would not
Much
test you.
better.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I said to
Take it
myself.
off of mute.
I said to myself the same thing you said. I said, yeah, he don't know who he playing with. And what they say, you don't know, he don't know, he don't know. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hang up the phone. I ain't gonna even say what I really wanted to say to him. Cause I was finna give him some business. I was finna give him some business on that phone. And I said, yep,
calm down, girl.
yep. And I said, I just hung up the phone. And then he calls back again. I said, okay, now you asking for it, but I'm trying to stay in, I was trying to stay in prayer because I said I was gonna try to be a changed person, you know. And so I'm trying, but it's a struggle. I'm gonna tell you, people test you. They test you. So how you doing? You back, Charles? Can you hear us
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, I can hear it clearly. I truly apologize. I literally been on Zooms all day and it been working. So I'm like, come on, man.
Oh,
So I'm,
okay.
I'm, I'm good now. I can hear it now clearly. I
Oh yeah,
apologize.
we hear you much, much, much better.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So
great.
you know we're gonna start asking some questions. Okay. So first I want to ask you this. I want to ask you about the IUL insurance. Can you tell us
Hmm.
about
Perfect. Yep. Yeah, 100%. So what an IUL is pretty much just a name for Index Universal Life Insurance. So it was one of the innovations. So the original permanent insurance was, if you guys probably heard of permanent. So over the years, they end up innovating and made IUL. So a big thing about IUL is definitely why, if you see like TikTok or social media, like they're all over the place now. But a big reason for that is, of course, if you guys notice, like the stock market, a lot of people are losing money. So the thing about an IUL and an Index Universal Life policy has something called principal protection. So pretty much how they work is, let's say the stock market goes up. This is not directly in the market. So let's say the stock market goes up 15%, hypothetically. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just throwing out a number.
Mm-hmm.
In the IUL policy, how they work, they will have something called a cap. So instead of 15%, let's say some companies give a cap of, let's say 9%. So they have a cap. So you don't get all of the gains of the market, a portion. But let's say the market goes down 15% the next week. Everyone in the stocks, they just lost 15%. In the IUL, what happens, you have a guaranteed floor of zero.
that? Oh wow.
So yeah, so it's called principal protection. So that's a big reason why definitely the last year or so, it's been like so many people, it's been all over social media, because you get a portion of the gains and none of the losses, because the principal is protected through IUL. Because of course, life insurance job is to mitigate risk. So
How
that's a
long do
little bit
you
about
have
it.
to have how long do you have to have it in order for you to be able to withdraw from it?
So great question. So it's real, honestly, it's really all on how it's funded. So with policies like that, if the goal is, hey, because of course it's permanent life insurance, but if the goal is to say, hey, this is cash, this is for supplemental savings, supplemental retirement, or whatever the case, you want to do something called the, like a pretty much sit it with a professional, of course, but you want to do a lower face amount, so a lower amount of insurance, so you're paying for the least amount of insurance. So pretty much, so most of the premiums are going towards the cash. So in that case, to answer that question, is really on how it's structured.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so some could be a year, 2 years, some could be immediately, but it's
Oh,
really on, yeah, but it's really on how it's structured. So when it comes to the face amount, how much you put in a month, yeah, so it's really technical how it's structured. It could be anything. Let's say a year, 2, 3 years, and some is immediate access. So it's all on how it's structured, pretty much, honestly.
oh, okay.
Hmm.
So, well, no, I was gonna ask you something. So what's your own investment philosophy?
Yeah, so a big thing, well, for me personally, obviously I like, investing in stocks and, things like that, that could be a little more aggressive. But honestly, what I've been doing a lot, once of course that, the things that's going to make you some money. But a big thing I've been doing since I got into this industry, IULs. Obviously, I have to be a product of what I do. I can't tell people to do it, and I'm not doing it. So that's a big, obviously, investments like brokerage accounts. But I've been utilizing definitely the IUL a lot also, just because it gives the opportunity to compound, and I know my money here is protected. And me, even though, some people say, oh, you're young, you kind of outweigh the losses, I really don't like losing money like that.
Right.
So that's a big reason why I like utilizing that vehicle. So, brokerage accounts, stock accounts. I've been utilizing the IUL a lot also. So them the main one for me, well versed, but the IUL is something obviously because I'm educated on this. So as I got educated, I'm like, this is powerful stuff. So brokerage accounts, stocks, but a lot of IULs definitely as of now.
Okay. I heard on the AC Green show. Obviously you was on there or something. Well, I heard on there and he was talking about this lady who she had three kids and herself, and she invested in the IUL. And he said that when you invest in the IULs, it's better for you than the 401k.
Yep. Yeah. So how does it work? So what I would say is, I want to say it's not really a better or here or there because it's a pros and cons to everything.
Right.
So these are some differences between the two though. So with a 401k is pretty much taxed later. So it's tax deferred. So what tax deferred is just a fancy word of, you're getting taxed later. So you're not paying these are the differences. So when you put your money inside of a 401k, pretty much you don't pay taxes. Well, not pretty much. You don't pay taxes until you're about to retire, 60, 65. And of course, if I ask the average person, hey, when do you think taxes are going to do in the future? Go up or down? Most people say up. Of course, we don't know it though. So typically you'll be getting paid on a 401k or any vehicle that's tax deferred, tax later on. You're going to get paid taxes on a higher portion of your money. So instead of hypothetically you start and getting taxed on $1, you're getting taxed on $100.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and also when it comes to the 401k, nothing wrong with it because people utilize it. It's a good vehicle. But also when it comes to that, of course, obviously you can't, if you can't really, well, you could touch your money, but can't really. If 10% early withdrawal penalty if you touch before
Penalty,
59.
yeah.
So the thing about IULs is it's pretty much so when let's say you want to access the money from your policy early. Well, it's not really early because it's not a time. But if you want to access money from your policy, it's tax free. The reason being because you take a loan out from yourself and you don't pay taxes on the loan. So that's a difference, and it's not of like a certain age. You have to say, hey, you can't touch your money into this. So IULs is more flexible, and also of course 401ks are in the market, and definitely if you're familiar with like 2009 and things like that, so many people in the stock market lost. I was reading on it like hundreds of $1,000s overnight
Oh, yeah.
when
Yeah.
when the market crashed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was
so in
one of
the
them. I was one of them. I was hurt.
wow, yeah,
I'm just gonna say that I was really hurt.
yeah.
Oh
So it's
yeah.
great. Yeah, so you've seen it firsthand. So
Mhm.
so again, 401ks is I never bash any vehicle. So 401ks is a good account, but you just have to understand, hey, my money is not liquid. I'm getting taxed later, and also I'm exposed to loss. So meaning, hey, I could lose money eventually. So I want to say it's really a better or worse because IUL have its purpose. 401ks have its purpose because what I tell people, hey, if you're saving in a 401k, if you're saving in anything, shout out to you for even taking initiative and saving. So I wouldn't say really a better or worse, but it's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
What portion of the population would you say you serve more? What age, what background do you mostly see investing in that,
Uh,
type of thing?
are you talking about me specifically or in general?
Yeah, you.
Me, honestly, my age is really range. So me, I'm 25. So I have some clients, some younger clients, but it's a lot of young people. They, kind of want to party, have fun. So
Yeah.
honestly, my ages are all over. I just had a client 2 days ago. One was 62, the other one was 52. I had a client last week was 24. So for me, it's all over. One thing I noticed is all ages, people 18 and up, they see this information. They say, this is powerful and I want to do it. The biggest thing is I'll say, just honestly getting the word out to be able to add value to more people. Because when people see it, they're like, man, it makes sense. So it's not really an age, because honestly, I have like clients and all over the ages. So not really age, it's really, just who see the information. But if I had to pick age bracket, probably 30 and up was probably my most of my clients, probably.
Okay, yeah.
But I
Okay.
have a lot of younger people too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you try to the information that you learn and you do for a living, do you help your family members as well? You try to encourage them to save using different financial vehicles?
Perfect. That's a great question, and 1000%. So it was so crazy for me. Me, because me growing up, I didn't like know anything about money. So many people like see me and hear from me now, and they think I always kind of be like this. I wasn't a couple years ago. So when I got to this information, I'm like, man, where have this information been? Even though I was about 2021, but I'm like, man, where has this information been? I'm like, if I don't know this, I know, my people, come from my community didn't know this stuff too. So that's honestly what kind of gave me a passion about what I do. I'm like, man, I have to bring this information, obviously to everybody, but definitely to people that I love, trust, and respect, and that look like me. Because I'm
I
like, hey,
agree.
yeah, because what's the point of me knowing this information if I'm not added value and sharing it to nobody else? So 100%,
Absolutely.
yeah, family. When I learned this information, my mom and they were the first people I wanted to talk
Oh,
to.
your family?
Yeah,
Which
everybody. But what was it? I'm sorry.
I said what you shared it with your family, you said first?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because them was the main people I was around. But outside of that, after I just started educating them on the topic, just everybody in my community, because I'm like, hey, this is information everybody needs to know. And the thing why a lot of people lack the information, not because they didn't want it, is just because it wasn't a lot of people in the communities coming actually to the communities, actually adding value and educating people on it. So honestly, that was a big reason that gave me a passion for it over time, because I'm like, man, this is powerful information people need.
Were there times that the people that you were speaking to, whether family or friends, were they inclined to pay attention, or were they being dismissive? Because you know how sometimes when we are trying to educate each other, a lot of times we can be dismissive and
Mm-hmm.
thinking, "Oh, how you know about that?" And then
Hmm.
so instead of saying, "Oh, I want to learn more,"
Yeah.
did you run across some that was kind of like um, acting as if they already know it when they really didn't?
Yeah. It was a lot of that. Definitely when I first got started. Not even just that. It was just so me bringing this information, because you got to think this how I looked at it as I kind of grew in the business. I'm like, hey, let's say people close to me, they knew me growing up as CJ, Charles or CJ. So then I come to this industry, and now out of nowhere, hey, I know all this financial information. They're like, man, I know you. Ah, okay, that's just CJ. So in the
Mhm.
beginning, it was a lot of that, but luckily with the company, we have a leverage system where, hey, I can kind of teach through people by, hey, I know you're not gonna listen to me, but you're gonna listen to my trainer. So I get him on the phone with my trainer early on. But then as I kind of got more experience in the industry, and people also see and notice I didn't quit, and they notice me also developing and getting better. Now at the point kind of where I'm at now, the people who, either if it's family or people who knew me when I first got started, they're like, wait, this guy been taking it serious and he's actually growing, because I remember him when he first started, he was a different person. So they're listening now. But when I first got started, it was, of course, it was kind of tough, because they know me as CJ, or they know me as the past me. But I had to kind of, take time to actually grow and develop. And now they're slowly becoming like a believer, like, okay, this guy, he's growing. He's not the same Charles he was 3-4 years ago. So obviously it's something that he's doing, or information that he's learning, and it seemed like he's utilizing it. So yeah, in the beginning, yeah, I think almost everyone probably will face that at certain times, because they see us as our old self. Even now, I was talking to my little sister because she messaged me on something like on TikTok. She's 18 now. So she messaged me and said, hey, CJ, I was watching your videos the other day. Like, you had a great video. She said, but every time I watch it, I'm like, I know him. That's CJ. So, because they still see me in the same thing. It's nothing wrong with it, but that's just human nature. People who grow up with you, family, they see us in the same way. But once you grow and develop, eventually they like, okay, this guy or this girl is okay. She's kind of serious, and I see him kind of developing. So yeah, in the beginning it was all the time, but now it's like, okay, he seems serious. Now let me listen to him.
How often do you meet up with your clients?
Honestly, if it was every day, I could. It would be every day. So yeah, but like today, I had 4 appointments. And me, the crazy thing is, so my first in-person appointment, and I was just talking about this the other day, on Labor Day. So Labor Day, I had an in-person appointment. That was my first time sitting with a client in like 2 years.
Okay.
Which, and it was just so crazy because when COVID came, well, before COVID, that was all we was doing. And I think I just got so used to Zoom, and you could hop on a Zoom like this and hop on another Zoom right after with another client. So like it's crazy. I'll be like in the same state. And I'm like, man, we're down the street, but we're in a Zoom. So it's funny. That's how the world changed, because before that it wasn't nothing of that. But to answer that question as much as possible,
No,
like
okay.
yeah, this what I love doing. So I had about 4 appointments earlier today. So I love adding value to people. Any amount of time in a day, I can add value. I could. Like I tell my clients, like, hey, I'm open like 7-Eleven. So this is what I do.
Okay. So
Okay.
I got a question. I want to know. Okay, so is IUL is that like a term, or is that a whole life insurance?
So good question. So IUL is a permanent policy. So whole life is a permanent policy also. So it's two types of permanent life insurance: a whole life and an IUL. They're two different things.
Okay.
So the difference is, well, the similarities are they're both permanent life insurance, and they both could generate cash, so you could save through both. So that's the similarities. But the difference, typically whole life is have more of a more set premium. So your premiums are typically set. It's not too much flexible. Also, a whole life is more of a like conservative growth. Let's say 3-4%, depending. It's different with different companies, but the growth is more conservative. It's like, hey, this is a conservative, but you're still saving. And with an IUL, which was a later version, and later version, which was the innovation, I would say, of a whole life, because it's more opportunity of growth, because it mocks the stock market. It's not in the market. That's why you can't lose money. It mocks it, so it's a higher room to growth. To grow, and with none of the losses. So similarities, they're both permanent insurance and cash. Differences, the premiums with whole life is more set. IULs are more flexible, and also it's more room. It's more upside with an IUL. So they're both permanent, but whole life and IUL are two different things. The only similarity is they're permanent, but they're different though.
But you can withdraw from both.
Correct. Yep. Correct.
So
And
it's
the great
basically like a loan that you taking against your own money, from the insurance policy. It's basically what
yep.
it. Okay.
What some people do also, so with IUL, so pretty much what happens with, and I'll use one of my coaches for example. So so pretty much he had an IUL for years, and what happened, he wanted to get a new car. It was probably last year, and he was like, hey, I didn't end up, they had the cash on hand, but I still wanted to get the car as quick as possible. What happened, he took about, I think it was 25 grand from his policy, and took that out and got his new car. And how these policies work though, once you take the loan out, technically the policy, the money that you have, the interest and everything is still growing within a policy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. And since it's a loan, you don't have to pay yourself back. You could, what some people do, take it out. They may use it for real estate or investments, so they don't have to get loans or anything from nobody else. Dump that until whatever that is, make their money and put it back in their life insurance policy. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. So what's the loan from yourself? That's why you don't have to pay any taxes on it, because you don't pay taxes on a loan.
Is
What
that
what a, I'm sorry, go ahead, Margaret.
is that why because I noticed this with banks a lot of times when you'll get these policies from the bank. They'll send you these things saying, go ahead, sign up for this accident life insurance and all these things, different vehicles. And but if you, like, if say for instance, if you put money into your bank account, and then you say, I want to borrow against it, now they charge you an interest against your own money to borrow against it. So is it better to just do the same thing, but just create or open up an IUL and then put money in there and just let it earn a better rate of return, just like the banks were doing, instead of you giving it to them, and then you can borrow against your own money? Is it better to do it that way?
Honestly, I would say it's good. Well, I would say if you want your money to gain interest, 1,000%. Because of course, in the bank is kind of like the equivalent of kind of putting your money under the mattress. Your money is safe, so you're not losing money in the bank, unless somebody take it. But under $250,000 federal, FDIC insured, your money is safe in the bank. But if you want your money to grow, that's not the place to put it. So 1,000%, that's a vehicle. But I'm a big believer of it's good to be diverse. So Yeah, so it's three ways money grows. This is something I when I'm educating my clients, I break down. It's three ways money grows. The first way money grows is a fixed account. Fixed accounts are like bank accounts, bonds. They're safe, but you're not making money. The second way is variable. Variable is kind of like a roller coaster. You wanna make a lot of money, you could do it, but also you're exposed to loss. That's 401ks, 403bs, 457s, Bitcoin, anything in the stocks. And the third way money grows is index. Portion of the gains and none of the losses. And if you guys know Warren Buffett, he has two rules of money. Rule number one is don't lose money, and rule number two is follow rule number one. So to answer that question, I'm a good guy. I'm a person that say, hey, it's cool to have all three. Have your money in the bank. You can have it if you got a 401k, that's cool. And also have your money in the IUL. But I'm not the type of guy that typically say, hey, take all of your money out of this, even though you could if you want, and dump it into this. It's cool to have all of them because the plus of the bank, though, even though you're not making money, your money is liquid, though. Meaning I can access my money. If I want to go to the bank right now, I can access it. So type of person I am, I say, hey, it's okay to have all of them. Just know the purpose and the reason why you're having it. Like you thinking long term stocks and you want to make a lot of money. Okay, put your money in stocks. Hey, you want your money safe and accessible, like I can access it. Put it in the bank. Hey, you're thinking something long term. Eventually grow to it, and I'm not losing money. Put it in the IUL. So it's cool. It's cool to have all of them. Just understand what's happening because a lot of people, like definitely with this day and age, everyone say, well, you hear a lot, definitely with social media now, the last year or two, everyone's saying, hey, invest your money, invest your money, invest your money, save your money. But two things they leave out. Typically, they don't tell you what to invest or what to save in. And let's say if they do, sometimes they do tell you. If they do, they don't tell you what your money's going to do if you do save in this vehicle. So,
wow.
yeah, so that's why when I'm sitting down with clients, I like to break down the three ways money grows. Like even though I don't do any stock products, but I want them to at least, hey, understand. If you want your money to grow, this is this vehicle. Even though I don't do it, but I want them to, like I say, my job is to get you to a level of understanding where, hey, you at least understand a portion of this.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Ursula, you was going to ask a question before I
Yeah,
go.
I was gonna ask what kind of advice would you have for a person who two questions, not two questions, but two people. One person who is interested in learning, how to get into your field, and the second person is somebody the what advice would you have for someone who wants to learn more about, just saving and your, financial profile and everything.
Perfect. So the first question to make sure I get it right is, what would be some advice for, let's say, somebody that's looking to get into my field?
Mhm.
Perfect. So yeah. So what I would say on that is biggest thing I'll say, find a broker or somebody let's say somebody in the industry that you know, trust, or probably heard of. If that's not an option, that's always the first thing I would say. But if that's not an option, it's multiple different companies or brokers, but just find a company that I'll say aligns to what you want to do. Like if you want to build, if you want to just sell, and also find a company that aligns with your values and principles also. So that's what I would say. Seek out the two, because if you're
Mhm.
with a company, let's say you make some money, but if whatever your values and principles are, the company don't align with it, that relationship won't last long. So that's what I would say to that is find a company and kind of do your research. Typically, that's what I say. Do your research, find a company that fits what do you want to do? Because you obviously you got to know what's your end goal, and also somewhere that fits your values and principles. And of course, what I do, we're always looking for people also to teach what we do. But them are the two things I would say: fit what you want to do and your values and principles. And also, what was the second question to make sure I'm answering it
I just
right?
asked if what advice would you give to the person who's looking to learn more, so they can start investing their monies and educating themselves or whatever.
Perfect. Great question. So first thing, well, I know what helped me early on, which everyone's probably using sometimes. YouTube always helps. That's always a plus because you can find some stuff on YouTube. But also kind of go back to what I was saying is find someone, definitely if it's not through social media or however the case, you have to, It may be tougher if you don't use social media. You probably don't be out. You could search up companies, but I will always say if it's someone who's a trusted broker or advisor that you see in the field, reach out to them and just kind of have a conversation. Because of course you can learn from YouTube, but I think it's almost always better to learn from somebody that's actually have a license in the field and who's actually doing it, because they'll be able to. Because the type of person I learn, how I learn, I can like see stuff on YouTube, but I learn better when I'm sitting down like this and say, hey, I have this question. Why should I do this or why shouldn't I do this? Kind of like an intimate conversation like we're having right here. This how I learn. I could use YouTube. That's a good start if I don't have no other options. But that's why I always say, hey, find someone who's in the industry, who's the biggest thing I'll say about specific people in the industry, find somebody that actually like what they like, actually care about what they do, and that's actually looking to serve and educate. If you can find somebody like that, you'll be good.
Okay.
For the person.
Well, you seem to
So
be
them the two things
well
I'll say.
knowledge. You seem to be very well knowledge, and
Thank
that's
you. I appreciate
good.
it.
You know, I know you don't know me, you don't know us, but it makes me happy to see a young man, you know, who looks like me doing some positive work for himself and for the community. So we're proud of you. So you keep
Thank
it
you.
up. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. So my
Thank
question
you.
to you is, what is the
Thank you. I
percentage? I
appreciate
mean,
it.
mhm. what amount of money can you start with with the IUL?
So
How,
good
you know?
question. Yep.
Go
So
ahead.
you said pretty much how much money can you start with the IUL? You said correct?
Right.
Yeah. So honestly, with the IUL is really not a minimum. So it's not a minimum, but what I would say is obviously depending on how it's structured, you'll wanna fund it to actually get to where you want to be. So some people could do it if it's 150, 200, or a couple $100. Whatever. Honestly, what I would say on that is it's not a minimum. So to answer that question, it's not a minimum. So, but pretty much that's why the biggest thing is, hey, sit with a financial professional that's licensed in the industry. They can have a one-on-one conversation. Hey, this is where my budget is at today. I may not be where I want to be tomorrow, but hey, find a way to get to the next goal. So
Exactly.
that's what I would say. So to answer that, yes, not really a budget. So it's not really a limit, but you want to actually fund a policy to get the goal that you want. Just like in any vehicle. If you want to, hey, my goal is to retire in 10 years, you have to fund it in a certain amount. So to answer that question, is not a minimum with the products, but whatever it is, you want to what I would say, sit with somebody that's licensed in the industry that know what they're doing on a one-on-one basis to say, hey, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. What do I have to do to get to that goal? So that's what's going to help, and it's going to tailor it. And it's going to tailor it specifically to you because I've seen people in the industry before that say like one size fits all or anything. How I believe when I learned in this industry, everyone's financial situation is different. So I can't say 100% do this. I can't say that because I don't know the person's situation. I have to sit down with them and actually know what they want, know where they want to be, and hey, okay, if this is what you want to retire, let's say XYZ, you want this amount of savings, this is what you will have to do. You may not be there right now. Hey, let's start with this because this is comfortable, but the goal will be to get to this number. So when I'm talking to my clients, that's the conversation I'm having to say, hey, this is where you want to be. You may not be there yet, which is not a problem because this is a relationship that's being built. Let you start right here. And the goal, let's find a ways to, if it's increase income, increase cash flow, so you could get right here, which was your ultimate goal in the first place. So it's not a minimum. That's why it's big. Just sitting with somebody licensed one-on-one. So, hey, this is where I'm at. This is what's comfortable. That's not breaking my budget. And this is where I want to go. So not a minimum though with these products.
Okay. That's some good information because I'm surely
Mm-hmm.
interested. So I will be reaching out to you. Do you want to tell people where they can find you if they're do you have an Instagram or a Facebook page or any of that?
Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook as Charles CIC Williams. So CIC, I put the CIC for Charles in Charge. So it's easier to find me. So
Oh, so
Facebook is
Cute.
yeah. Because when I first, not to get off topic, but because when I first moved out here, it's like millions of Charles Williams. So I wasn't from here, moved here, nobody could find me on Facebook. I'm like, I got to do something to separate me. So Facebook, Charles CIC Williams, and my Instagram. What is my? I gotta make sure. It's Charles and Charles in charge Williams underscores through all. So Charles underscore in charge Williams, all underscores.
So Charles CIC Williams is on Facebook. That's your Facebook.
Yep, CIC. Facebook. Yep, 100%.
And let me know if that's correct the way I got it. Charles CIC
Let me
Williams.
see. Well, you will have to do a
Your
space.
space.
Pretty much
Yeah.
Charles space CIC. Yep, and then Williams. Yep, and then I
Okay.
should be probably the first person to pop up.
Oh,
That's how I
okay.
wanted it. That's how I made the put the CIC with it.
And then on you say on Instagram it's this Charles something. You're gonna have to text that to me. Just
Yeah,
text
it's
it to me, and then that way I can look
yeah.
it up, and I'll put it on there later on today. After the show, I'll put that
Okay.
information on there. But I'm gonna put your Facebook page on there, so if anyone have any questions, they can reach out to you. But I was gonna ask you, are you only able to talk to people from
Chicago.
Chicago, or are you where you can talk to other people?
Great question.
Other
So I'm licensed
people.
all across the country. So I'm licensed in 10, 11 states, but I could get licensed anywhere. So I had a client today in Milwaukee, somebody in conversation in Arizona tomorrow, New York. Of course, that's my hometown. So, well, my home state. So yeah, I'm licensed in about 10, 11 states, but I can get licensed anywhere.
Oh
Except for
wow,
Montana. I don't think yeah, except for Montana, I don't think nobody want to move out there in the company. So we're not licensed out there. Everywhere else in the states, I could get a license in.
oh okay, okay, so that's it, right? Child CIC. Okay, and then
Let me
you gotta
see.
text me the one for
Perfect.
your Instagram so I can put that on. So I can put that in there when I go to make changes to the show tonight. I'll put
Okay.
it in there for people that want to reach out to you. They can reach out to you. But that's very good information. I
Perfect.
really I will be contacting you though because I do want to figure out how can I get into that because I want to know more about it because I was looking it up and I was looking something up and they were suggesting that if you're up in age it's more expensive for you to do it than it is if you're younger. So is that
What were
true?
you asking? Were you asking me? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Typically, yeah. So, but that's why it's big. Well, to answer the question, yes, it would be. But like I said, I just had a client who was 62 the other day. It's all on. Hey, that's why I sit with somebody in the industry so we could break down. Hey, this is where we at. This is how much it may cost. Hey, this is where we at, and this could be the goal. So we could structure. But to answer that question, yes.
Okay.
Typically, when it
Okay.
comes, you have to life insurance.
Okay. Well, guys, we want to thank Charles for coming on to the show today. You know, our time is up, and we want to thank you for coming on and sharing your information with us. And if you guys want to follow him and talk to him or inbox him or message him or whatever, that's his Facebook information right there. If you have further questions, feel free to reach out to him because I will.
Perfect. Thank you, and thank you, Laura. I truly appreciate you guys for having me on and being here to add value. I truly appreciate it. I love anything I could do to add value, and of course, you didn't have to have me on. So I truly appreciate you, for letting me get some time right here to add some type of value.
Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Yes, absolutely.
You gave us some very good information because I surely
Hmm.
had questions about the IUL. I was curious about that.
Yeah.
I heard, like I said, I heard AC Green show, and I don't know what kind of connection you have with AC Green or whatever, but I heard that on the show, and that's what made me reach out to the AC Green show to begin
Nice.
with. Hmm. So
Yeah. It's powerful information. Thank you.
yes, yes, very. Mhm. So you have a great evening, and we thank you for coming on Inspirational Talks with Laura
Yes,
Simmons and
absolutely.
Friends. We truly enjoyed your
Th-
conversation and the knowledge that you dropped today.
yep. Thank you.
All
Yes,
right,
thank you.
all right.
Definitely.
Thank you.
You have a good evening.
You guys.
All right. All right, guys. Well, guys, we want to close out the show for today and say, um, well, before we go, we got to make sure that we pub our people in who want to do the pubbing today. All right. So we'll start off with Ursula and her book. Let me tell you about this poetry, y'all. Make sure that y'all go out and get your copy of her new book. Um, Ursula can be found on Facebook. If you have any questions about how to purchase her book, you can inbox her on Facebook and get your book, or you could go to Amazon and just purchase the book on Amazon. You know, so it is available today.
Yes.
Okay, then we have, oops. Then we have, let's see.
Mhm.
Oh, we gonna mention about leveling up. So then we have
Okay.
the L&M movement. That's Meredith and Laura. We are the motivational speakers here in Chicago, and we are ready to travel around to speak. So get ready for L&M.
All
The
right
L&M.
then. All
Mm-hmm.
right, girl.
Then we have our real estate queen,
Whoop whoop.
How y'all
who
doing?
she's out of South Carolina. You can reach her if you want to buy a home. If you just want a counseling session with her, you can reach out to her and talk to her about it, and she will give you some information or input or whatever you need to know about housing. She knows.
Investment properties.
Right. Uh-huh.
Right. Vacation spots, whether it's a condo or a house on the beach.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Carolina is the place, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. Then we have our girl Meredith, who is the Notary Public.
Yay.
Make
Yes.
sure that you guys, if you are in Illinois and you need some documents signed, notarized, make sure that you reach out to her. Her phone number is on here.
Yes.
She is the owner of Opal and Olive Notary Specialists. So make sure you guys check her out. Don't forget to go and support, support, support. Then you guys, I have this is part one of my book, Little Sisters Listen Up. Uh,
Snap, 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 snap.
I want to thank the some people that purchased the book this week. I want to thank you guys for it. I also have part two coming out, which you can pre-order. I will be putting a pre-order up for that very soon. So the pre-order will be taking place very soon. So make sure that you go out and support each and every last one of us,
Yay,
guys.
yay.
And if you would like to be a guest on Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and Friends, please feel free to send us an email at inspirational talks wl.simmons@gmail.com.
All right.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening, and we will talk to you guys later. We love you guys. Peace.
Love
Peace.
you.
Right.
Choo, choo, choo. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, Lord.